Cheryl Cuccio. She was once a scared teenager with a terrifying secret that she has now revealed in shocking detail to Crime Watch Daily.
He kind of just came up from behind me and just pulled my shorts down and had his pants down.
You were 11.
I was 11.
All about the years of brutal sexual abuse she says she suffered at the hands of her own father, Jim Pearson. And what she finally did to end it all.
I just said, who would be crazy enough to kill somebody for money? And he said, I would.
Sean Pica is that person who agreed to take out Cheryl's dad.
She very specifically asked me to kill her father.
Once a scared kid himself, Pica says he was just trying to help his friend Cheryl by doing her a really big favor.
Her father stepped out of the house. As he stepped towards me, I stepped out of the shadow, and there was a moment of recognition.
This is Sean Pica today, sitting down for an exclusive new interview with Crime Watch Daily, giving his side of the story that Cheryl Cuccio told us yesterday.
How did you meet Cheryl?
Cheryl and I sat next to each other, because our last names both start with P, for 150 million years, from grade school all the way up.
Back at high school in Long Island, New York, they were two classmates who talked about everything under the sun in homeroom. And then one day, he says, the talk turned to murder.
There was a teacher at one of the local high schools that had hired one of her students to kill her husband. And that turned into a very private conversation between only Cheryl and I, where she said that she wanted to kill her father.
For Cheryl, it's the only way to end her nightmare.
Did she specifically say that her father was sexually molesting her?
She did, yes.
And did she get into detail about this?
No, I wasn't asking details. I mean, the second that she told me that her father was doing things that he shouldn't have, I was there with her. I got it.
Did you believe her?
I did, yeah. I still believe her.
But Cheryl told us that she never explained to Sean any of the dirty details about why she wanted her father dead, and that he was willing to do it for the money alone. Pica, on the other hand, tells me he wanted to help end his friend's pain, but now he was tortured.
I continually danced with it in my head that I knew that I was doing something very wrong, but I was doing it for the right reason, and I was helping a friend.
He says Cheryl agreed to pay him $1,000 for the job. $400 up front, which Sean says he used to buy a gun from a friend.
Did you actually think you'd go through with this when you took the $400?
I don't know. I mean...
You were willing to do that for Cheryl at the age of 16.
I was, yeah.
Cheryl has taken a big step in contracting to kill her dad, a single father, who she says is not only a harsh disciplinarian, but a monster who has raped her repeatedly. But after nearly 3 months of talking about pulling the trigger, Sean says he has an attack of conscience. Sean is a one-time Boy Scout and the son of a former New York City cop. He's not the kind of kid who would go around committing murder for friends.
I met with her and told her, I just can't do it. And the burden, I mean, I felt like a truck had been lifted off my back.
That's why what happens next defies the imagination, unless you can imagine being 16 again and literally under the gun.
I just felt like I had let her down and that there was no one else that was going to help her.
Next, Sean Pica makes the biggest mistake of his life.
I had the gun already, and I went to her house.
And the ultimate impact on his life will stun you.
I truly believe there was a lot of luck involved. I think the stars were aligned.
Tell me about that morning. What did you do?
I woke up that morning, and I had the gun already, and I went to her house.